So we gotta spend a few minutes talking about the big one herself, the Queen Bee of One Piece, Big Mom. Big Mom, Charlotte Lilin, in the latest chapter of One Piece, chapter 988, at the middle end of that chapter, was looking pretty ferocious, pretty studly, ain't gonna lie. Big Mom came in there pretty hot with the Elbaf Spear, writing Prometheus. She got back Zeus from Nami. Blessed be her name. Thank you, Big Mom. These are the things I wanted to see Big Mom. I wanted Big Mom to be just dominant. I wanted Big Mom to return to being the warrior that she is, that we all know that she can be. And as a Big Mom fan, Big Mom doing good things, that's great for me. And I want to see Luffy be able to fight on par with Big Mom at some point in the future, near or far. And Luffy, for the time being, as far as I can tell, is not there yet. Even though he's gone through the Rio training, he still wants to avoid Big Mom and go and fight Kaido and so on. And you know, things are falling as they may. However, at the end of that chapter, 988, in comes Franky, riding the FSRU motorcycle, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Have we been here before? Have we been here before? And now I'm seeing it crop up, left, right, and center. Hey, you know what? Big Mom's amnesia could be coming back. And that scares me. Not many things in this world, I think, scare me. I'm a big black dude. Not many things in this world scare me. But that scares me. The return of Olin? Olin! That would be devastating. Is there onus for it? Yes, there is. But my God,
Jesus,
it is such a depressing thing to see if you're a Big Mom fan. Ever since Big Mom lost her memory when she fell into the waters after King kicked the ship off the waterfall and she was separate from her crew. For some reason, Luffy did not lose his memories, but Big Mom did. And this kind of harkens back to Big Mom's mental instability that we see in Whole Cake Island. In that case, not in amnesia terms, but in hunger pang terms. One of the first few scenes that we see of Big Mom in that arc is literally Jinbei coming in there and stuffing croquembouche in her mouth because she was in such a mental state after not getting any croquembouche that she wanted that she was causing destruction and chaos throughout the entirety of one particular town. On top of that, one of her sons, I believe his name is Muscat, he got like 40 years of his life removed. Granted, he's still alive, somehow. I guess, you know, he had 45 years instead of actual 40 years, despite a guy being like his 40s or 50s. And we see him at the end of that arc, again alive. Fair enough, fine. But we see throughout that arc her mental instability, but nothing in terms of memory loss or amnesia until Wano Country. And this also goes back to a lot of theories of Big Mom. One of the theories ties to Big Mom suppressing her memories when she ate Mother Caramel and the other kids of the Lamb's house instinctively. At some point when she was eating them, she became aware that she was eating them, but those memories were suppressed or they were altered. And then a lot of folks also believe that this ties to world government experimentation on kids. Because we see this with the kids in Punk Hazard, where their mental states, because of the Caesar Clown drug, were all over the place. On top of them being relatively large, if they did not get the candy, very similar to, let's say, Big Mom, where if she doesn't get a certain food that she wants, she becomes a berserker of sort. But again, with the kids, it was specifically that candy. They needed that candy. And if they didn't get that candy, they would become berserkers that go around rampaging and so on and so forth. And we see how Chopper plays a big role in helping the kids out when it comes to their recovery. And now they're with Tashigi. So Big Mom's mental state has always been questionable. That's absolutely fair. But the other onus for this whole return of Olin, the return of the amnesia Big Mom, is betraying Kaido. Because many folks, including myself, believe wholeheartedly, earnestly, that at this point in time, Luffy cannot one-on-one someone like Kaido. And even though Kaido got wounded by the Red Scabbards in chapter 987, when Kaido returns from the lower floors and he goes to the roof, we see his dragon body and he's fully recovered. So if the wounds aren't significant, Kaido can apparently fully recover from those wounds, and the Zoans are known for having that type of ability where they can recover from wounds very rapidly. But Kaido does talk about betrayal in that same chapter, 987, where he talks to Kinemon specifically about how pirates, quote unquote, pirates will betray you. And this could have ties easily to the Rock's pirates, because recall Sengoku's comments where the Rock's pirates a lot of times were killing each other. They were fighting each other half the goddamn time before Garp and Roger came in there and cleaned house. Now granted, do recall the debt where Kaido does owe Big Mom a debt, a quote unquote lifelong debt.
Yeah,
so if Olin comes back, God, if Olin comes back, and we know that Chopper and Big Mom, or I guess Olin, have had somewhat of a history, because Chopper, Momo, Kikutama, they're the ones that led Big Mom to the Udon prisoner mines, and Olin, I would assume, views Chopper and Momo and Tama and Kiku as friends. And also, again, if the theories are correct, where Big Mom is maybe someone that was experimented on as a kid, like the kids were in Punk Hazard, then thematically, Chopper would also be involved with manipulating / being with Big Mom as well to sway Big Mom into attacking Kaido, so Kaido and Big Mom can fight for a period of time, but then Kaido as a result is significantly damaged or wounded, which then makes it easier for the Straw Hats and Kid and Law and Company to defeat Kaido come the end of the arc. But again, thematically speaking, since you can make the theory that Big Mom has ties to world government experimentation, and how the kids, which is her clown, were also experimented on, and how Chopper played a role in that, then again, thematically speaking, you can make that jump for Chopper and Big Mom as well. But God, does that sound just painful? God! Does that sound just absolutely obnoxious? It really does. It's amazing. Just on a side note, it's amazing how you look at the Yonko, you look at Shanks, you look at Kaido, you look at Whitebeard, and how from a portrayal standpoint, and how they come off as people that are damn near peerless. And then you look at Big Mom, you have moments, epic moments, like the Elbaf Spear in Lace Chapter 988, and then you follow it up with Franky and the FRU just blasting into her, and it looks like a goddamn meme. However, I'm going to say that for the time being, we are not going to see the return of Olin anytime soon. Hopefully never. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I acknowledge Olin could return. But I'm hoping that we never see Olin ever. And instead we get Big Mom through and through in this arc, and hopefully in the next arc as well. And hopefully Elbaf. Because again, Luffy has been gung-ho on focusing on Kaido rather than facing off against Big Mom at this point in time. And it's also very possible that because Franky and Brook who counters Big Mom, Nami, who also in a way counters Big Mom, it's also possible that now that they're here, they can stall Big Mom's advance while Luffy can make his way up to face off against Kaido as well, with the Mink and the Red Scabbards and so on. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if Kid and Law also make their way up as well. That being said, when it comes to Olin, I don't see her coming back at all. I really don't. Not for the near future. I understand. Wapple Metal, Franky, FRU, Franky Shogun, I get it. It's impressive stuff. And yes, giant motorcycle rams into her face. The problem is that when you compare the motorcycle, the FRU charge, to let's say the Brachio Bomber, what do you think has more power behind it? The FRU charge or the Brachio Bomber? When a freaking Brontosaurus, a member of the Littlefoot tribe, comes barreling down on you from the heavens, what do you think has more force behind it? Come on now. Come on now, of course. Listen, again, Franky Shogun is impressive. The Wappo medal is very impressive. I recall wiping in Marineford War when he tried to break through that giant slab of Wappo metal, and he couldn't. And as far as I recall, it is Wappo metal, as far as I recall, and he couldn't do it. That's freaking Whitebeard. That's Whitebeard. But come on now. Come on now. That makes no sense. It's impressive, yes, but it makes no sense. No. The Brachial Bomber, I would argue, would have a lot more force behind it. And even though she got amnesia because she was drowning after King punted the Chanter ship off the waterfall when they were in the air, well, she was drowning, you know? Adelphi users at their weakest when they are submerged in water. And since Big Mom was submerged to the point where she was drowning, and that was clearly a near-death experience for her, then you could argue that there is a mental component to a Adelphi user drowning as well. For example, it seems out of the box, but for example, Luffy. When Luffy first arrived at Kuri, when he first arrived at Wano Country, he forgot what happened. He was kind of thinking, pondering as to like, wait, hold on, how did I get here? What actually happened? It wasn't like he forgot who he was. Wasn't as nowhere near as bad as Big Mom. No, hell no. But for a period of time, Luffy did forget the specific details on what exactly happened from him being on the ship, the Sunny Go, to all of a sudden he was on this beach. Big Mom, that was, of course, amplified like 15 million and a half fold because she forgot who the hell she was. Legit. And ultimately speaking, it took literally a dinosaur, a prehistoric gargantuan creature of like hundreds of tons, to come barreling down upon her skull just for her memory to come back, just so she could remember who the hell she was. Odds are is that when it comes to sheer force and force alone, the FRU motorcycle charge is not comparable, even close, to the Brachial Bomber. Therefore, probably Big Mom is going to be fine. And even though her face is scuffed up and so on, we can say that's just simply dirt on the wheels, okay? Big Mom, next chapter, if we do cut off the Big Mom, which we should, Big Mom, I think, will be relatively fine. I think that she'll have, again, this is what we kind of saw when Nami discharged Zeus underneath Big Mom in Whole Cake Island, and Big Mom was virtually fine. I mean, dude, Nami gave Big Mom this gigantic El Thor-like thunder attack, and Big Mom walked through that like it was nothing, dog. Like it was nothing. Franky's charge, I just don't see having the power, the force, the speed, whatever the hell, to knock Big Mom back into an amnesia state, and then Olin returns. I just can't see that. I just can't fathom it. Doesn't make any sense. Mathematically, it doesn't make any sense at all. And then finally, on the betrayal point, Betrayal and Kaido, I can't see being a thing, for sure. I can see it happening in some way with Big Mom. However, if it's Olin, then I think from a writing standpoint, it could happen, but I would argue that if that happens, Oda dropped the ball. Because it takes away so much from the potential Luffy engagement with Kaido, if it is going to be at some point a one-on-one. I think in the eyes of many One Piece fans, there is a big difference in Luffy fighting against Kaido, potentially, let's say, one-on-one, but Big Mom herself desired to betray Kaido for whatever reason, because at that point, when she's Big Mom, she's still an enemy of Straw Hat, Luffy, and company, whereas if she's Olin, she's now an ally. She's an actual pawn for the Straw Hats to use against Kaido. Ew. Big Mom is now Olin, got a good shot on Kaido, even though Olin, I would argue, couldn't use Haki or any sword skill, because we see with, let's say, Napoleon was like asleep the entire time when she was in an Olin state. So how much damage could really Olin do to Kaido if she can't use Haki and she can't even have her sword Napoleon to do certain things like the Cognac or Elbaf Spear or so on and so forth? But there is a big difference, I think, in the eyes of most readers, if it's going to be, again, Big Mom choosing to betray Kaido via her own will as a Yonko, and she has her own mastermind play to enact, or if it's going to be Olin doing the betraying and actually wounding Kaido and that kind of stuff. Especially after you have these repeated back-to-back-to-back fights where they're all asterisk, where it's Dofi, then Cracker, then Katakuri. It's like, come on, dog. And then number two is that there's already an onus between Kaido and Big Mom, where after they conquer the world, then they'll fight each other to the death. I will acknowledge that these things can happen, but I'm gonna say the evidence for the return of Olin is minimal compared to the evidence against the return of Olin, at least in the near future. Maybe later on this arc, let's say later on to Act 3 or Act 4 or Act 5, whatever the hell, right? If Olin does come back, then hopefully by then Oda will have a much better reason as to why Olin is back. Not Franky with one motorcycle charge, just like every headshot, like it's a goddamn Call of Duty game. Every headshot, boom, back to Olin. Like no, spare me, all right? Like, I will cut my wrist slowly, vertically, if Big Mom is gonna literally be Olin every time she takes a major blow to the face. Again, vertically. I'm gonna see y'all later, man. I'm gonna see y'all later. It's not happening. It's not Oda. Oh, God damn it. The likelihood, I hate to say this. The likelihood of Olin returning in the near future is relatively small. Okay?
Okay.
This is a hard. I mean, this is a hard video to make. God damn it! I'm a Big Mom fan. I'm gonna see y'all later. All right? Make sure to rate the video. Not that hard to do. I guarantee you will just rate the video, comment, subscribe. Peace, y'all. Have a nice goddamn day. Oda, please, don't do this to me, man. Don't do this to us. In the name of the mama, please.